start with small Baba prayer so the mind is concentrated. Dear Baba, please be with us, guide us, give us the pleasure of your company. Thank you, Baba. Beloved God, help us all to love you more and more and still yet more till we become worthy of union with you, and help us all to hold fast to Baba's Daman till the very end. Avtar Meher Baba ki jai. Avtar Meher Baba ki jai. Avtar Meher Baba ki jai. Loving Jai Baba to all. We are reading these Meher Baba's early messages to the West. Beautiful questions and answers. But today, what we'll do, last time we were engrossed so much in those lovely questions, answers. So we couldn't read as we had decided to read the pages, those publications during Baba's visits, whatever those newspapers, they published articles on Baba and all that. So this 33 pages, we had decided to read one or two each session. So today we'll start by reading that one of those two, page number 279 and page number 280. And it is about, yeah.
Do you want
Yeah.
me to, are you, Meherkrupa, would you like me to share or are you going to share?
Yeah, I'll
like-
share it so that I can enhance and read. Otherwise, I won't be able to read. One sec. Share. Yeah, here it is. Okay. Can you all see that? Okay.
Yes. Yeah, we can see.
So, I'll first read what is given here down about
very
what
small print. It's
Yeah,
very
yeah.
small.
Can you make it? We can make it larger.
Well, as long as I don't have to read it, it's okay.
Jai Baba Mele and Jai Baba Ganglesa, you will read, or this page I'll read, the next page I'll try to read. If I could not, then yeah. I hope now everyone can see this portion. I will read it. Versions of Associated Press reporter James A. Mills' interview with Meher Baba that precipitated the frenzy of publicity attending his 1932 Western Tour. Left article, there, as you see, there are three articles. One, two, as I'm showing with the arrow, and this is the third one. So here, in short, it is given what it is, which is, I think, very rare and which one cannot find easily anywhere else. So left article from the Central Daily Chronicle, Centralia, Washington, March 25, 1932. Middle article from the New York Times, March 26, 1932. Right, third article from the Ogden Standard Examiner, Utah, March 26, 1932. So if I see if I can read, but it seems difficult. Baba coming to United States, the first article, right? Yeah. Now it can be little short. Baba coming to United States, Indian spiritual leader, proposes to break down all. Proposes. Yes, Gangre sir, please take over. Thank you. Yeah,
Indian spiritual leader proposes to break down all religious barriers by James A. Mills, Bombay, India, March 25, Associated Press. Meher Baba, the Indian spiritual leader whose disciples call him the Messiah and the God-man, left here today for a new crusade in America. He intends, he said, to break down all religious barriers destroy America's materialism, and amalgamate all creeds into a common element of love. For 8 years, Meher Baba has been observing a vow of silence, which he said he would break upon his arrival at Herman, New York, when he plans to establish a spiritual retreat similar to Mahatma Gandhi's in India. Giving his first interview to an Associated Press correspondent by means of a blackboard, Meher Baba, who in the use of his followers has performed many miracles, said Gandhi. Uh, uh, Gandhi had promised to come with him to the United States as soon as his political work has been finished a year hence. Many Indians regard Meher Baba as Gandhi's guru or spiritual advisor. Meher Baba is a Parsi priest of the Zoroastrian faith and says he is God and man. He explained that he attained a superconscious state in which he merged into God and returned again to the universe to carry out his mission of redeeming the world. Discussing on his blackboard the miracles which he allegedly performed, Meher Baba wrote, "A person who becomes one with truth can accomplish anything, it is weakness. However, to perform a miracle only to show others one's spiritual powers, Christ, who made the blind see and the deaf hear and raised the dead to life, did nothing to save himself from suffering the agony of the world. Meher Baba said he expected to convert thousands of Americans from sin and by faith to heal the sick. The only miracle for the perfect man to perform is to make others perfect too. He said, I want to make Americans realize the infinite state which I myself enjoy.
Great. So second article, we go here.
Yeah. Second article, Indian seed starts for American tour. Meher Baba hopes to elevate people here to infinite state he enjoys, to break vow of silence. He will establish spiritual retreat at Herman, New York, and seek to break religious barriers. Bombay, March 25. Meher Baba, the Parsi seer whose followers call him the God Man, left today for the United States to make the Americans realize the infinite state which he has enjoyed since he first saw the divine light many years ago. He discussed his crusade with the Associated Press correspondent, but he did not speak a word, for he took a vow of silence 8 years ago. Instead, he answered questions by writing on a blackboard. He will break his vow, he wrote, when he gets to Herman, New York, to establish spiritual retreat, something like that which the Mahatma Gandhi maintains in India. There he intends to break down all religious barriers, destroy American materialism, and amalgamate all creeds into a common element of love. Anyone who becomes one with truth can accomplish anything. He told the correspondent, spelling out the words with his piece of chalk, but it is weakness to perform miracles simply to show one's spiritual powers. This was in answer to a question about the numerous miracles which this man's followers say he has performed. Christ, who made the blind to see and the deaf to hear, who restored the dead to life, did nothing to save himself from suffering the agony of the world. The Baba wrote, the only miracle for the perfect man to perform is to make others perfect too. I want to make the Americans realize the infinite state which I myself enjoy. Meher Baba is of the faith of Zoroaster. He realized his mission on earth. He wrote many years ago when he met Baba Jan, an Indian saint who died at Pune not long ago at the reputed age of 130 years. For 9 months after that meeting, said the Baba, he lay in a state of coma, neither sleeping nor eating. At the end of that time, he saw the divine light. He had attained a super conscious state in which he merged into God, then returned to the universe to carry out his mission of redeeming the world. The Zoroastrian doctrines which the Baba follows teach that at the beginning of things there were two spirits, good and evil. The history of their conflict is the history of man and the soul of man in the object of their war. Now the third article, it is an article from the Ogden Standard Examiner, Utah, March 26, 1932. Indian priest comes to US, expects to make convert healing of ill through faith by James A. Mills, Associate Press Staff Correspondent, Bombay, India, March 26th. Meher Baba, the Indian spiritual leader, whose disciples call him the Messiah and the God-man, left here today for a new crusade in America. He intends, he said, to break down all religious barriers, destroy America's materialism, and amalgamate all creed into common element of love. For 8 years, Meher Baba has been observing a vow of silence, which he said he would break upon his arrival at Herman, New York, where he plans to establish a spiritual retreat similar to Mahatma Gandhi's in India. Giving his first interview to an Associated Press correspondent by means of a blackboard, Meher Baba, who in the eyes of his followers has performed many miracles, said Gandhi has promised to come with him to the United States as soon as his political works has been finished a year hence. Many Indians regard Meher Baba as Gandhi's guru or spiritual advisor. Meher Baba is a Parsi priest of the Zoroastrian faith and says he is God and man. He explained that he attains superconscious state in which he merged into God and returned again to the universe to carry out his mission of redeeming the world. Meher Baba said he expected to convert thousands of Americans from sin and by faith to heal the sick. The only miracle for the perfect man to perform is to make others perfect too. He said, I want to make Americans realize the infinite state which I myself enjoy.
Yeah, great. Thank you so much. Now the next page I will go to. Here I have to go. Right. This one. Yeah, here it is. So in that way we can fill up the backlog of last meeting. And then once this is done, then we'll go to our beautiful question answers. Yes, sir, please, you can continue. I thank you.
Jai Baba,
Yeah.
Jai Baba.
Oh my
Sensational. Should I continue?
Yes, please, sir.
Okay, Jai Mer Baba.
Thank you.
Sensational John Bull's exposure, all Britain duped by. An unusual flood of publicity has greeted the recent arrival in this country of an Indian mystic of seemingly miraculous prowess known as Sri Meher Baba and heralded as the new Masiha. Nearly every important newspaper in the country has devoted columns of space to glowing descriptions of his appearance, doctrines, and future aims. The British public is being told in one report or another that he is a spiritual superman, a healer with majestic personality and divine power, that the day will come when he will deliver a wondrous message to the world. Publicity, which is really just the sort of thing that Meher Baba and his most devoted followers desire, was, we can say, chiefly inspired through the tireless efforts of a gentleman named Meredith Starr. Star is to be found at a 17th century farmhouse known as East Chalankobe, sorry, Chalankombe in North Devon, and is the Messiah's principal agent for Europe and America. A charlatan, a charlatan. The truth is that the British public has been duped. Letters are arriving at East Chalankombe from people in all parts, anxious to join the cult. Whatever the exalted rank bestowed upon Meher Baba, however great the stupendous claim attributed to him, we can here reveal him in a much less complimentary light.
Hmm.
Having completed a thorough investigation into his operations of recent years, we assert that only one name can be aptly applied to him, that of charlatan. Among others impressive titles, Sri Meher Baba has been known as the new Masiha, the blessed Lord, the Indian avatar, His Divine Majesty, the Master, the Holy Guru, the Indian Christ, the Saint. When he arrived in England from India, he made a brief stay in London to the delight of his followers, who included several beautiful young white girls and numerous colored men of all ages. Then, after extraordinary homage had been paid to him in a manner rarely practiced in the West, he departed in the state to his principal disciples' farm in Devon.
Devonshire. Hmm.
Yeah, Devonshire. In short, it is written only Devon. Sri
Hmm.
Meher Baba, according to Mr. Starr and other devotees, is famous throughout India for his spiritual teachings and is worshipped there by millions of followers as the greatest master of all time. It is claimed that following his great work in the East, he has suddenly been called to the West to exercise his power for good prior to the happening of a great catastrophe and spiritual upheaval that is shortly to engulf this part of the world. Colonies, one is led to believe, are firmly established under his saintly leadership in Persia and India, where lepers have been cured and many other sufferers relieved by miracles performed through his high state of consciousness. If all now goes according to plan, Sri Meher Baba will demonstrate his miraculous powers in due season. He will heal the sick, make the blind see, and among other superhuman achievements, walk upon the surface of water. The colony conducted at East Chalakombe by his devoted agent Meredith Starr seems strangely remote and inaccessible to the Western headquarters. Inaccessible as the Western headquarters for so vast a movement. It is people apart from Meher Baba and Mr. and Mrs. Starr by men and women, young and old, white and colored, who agree to give themselves up completely to the master's teachings in order to strive towards what is termed the greater realization. At the moment, this mixed community numbers about a score. All are living in this modernized farmhouse, which has barely half a dozen bedrooms. Practicing religion that is both unorthodox and weird in the company of grunting black pigs, bleating sheep, lowing cattle, and miscellaneous farmyard livestock. So acute has the problem of accommodation become that some of the uh, cow sheds have been converted into bedrooms. Must be humble. It is impossible to gather any accurate idea of the real character of Mayor Baba's doctrines from such printed matter as is available at the colony. Here, one may rest, one is told, and become acquainted with those forces which, when liberated, will enable the student to realize greater possibilities in accordance with the inner laws of nature and life. Many people have reached a higher level of consciousness here. Tone and rhythm have been imparted to body and mind. The spiritual horizon has expanded, repressions have vanished, and the energies set free have resulted in a new, affirmative, and enthusiastic orientation to the life. To life. It is only possible to teach what has been lived. Self-willed people, however, are not acceptable at the colony. Admission is strictly limited to those who are humble and sincere. They must break down their pride and follow faithfully the teachings selected for them, which differ according to their individual requirement. Fees, it should be noted, can be as low as 2.5 guinea a week, though devotees are urged to give all they can to Meher Baba's great cause. A John Bull representative who has just visited the colony learned that some of the visitors possesses troublesome complexes and go there to be cured by spiritual influence. Sunbathing, violent physical exercises in the open air, and the study of psychological books on burning problems and the process of leading a simple life under Meher Baba's saintly banner are all prescribed. Bagpipes greeting. So it would seem that the colony is a sort of combined monastic retreat and physical culture academy. It was to this isolated farmhouse with its cowshed bedrooms that the new Messiah retired them to hold court among his strange disciples. This retreat is 3 miles from the little village of Combe Martin and only accessible by on foot to those who brave a tedious uphill journey through narrow, muddy lanes and across endless fields. His Highness Sri Meher Baba, in his flowing robes and primitive sandals, must have found the going hard indeed. An eyewitness of his arrival with his strange, I didn't see it, the word, strange routine declares that the spectacle amongst beggared description. But assigned by Mr. and Mrs. Starr, the master eventually reached his chosen retreat, where he was greeted by the strains of bagpipes, long silence, gesticulating Indians and other devotees clustered around him, kissing his hands and basking in the favor of his magnanimous smiles. Since he arrived at the farm, Sri Meher Baba has adopted a pose of rigid silence. Star and his other disciples say that he is pledged not to speak a word for 7 years. When he will come fully to his own, whatever that may be. I think page is finished. As in, he expresses himself by dumb and point on alphabet board, which he was like a typewriter. Page number 280.
Jai Baba.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
One sec, I'll just some problem with the laptop.
Someone that came in should mute. Mute. That'll help.
But I don't know how to maximize, but anyway, Jai Baba. This I will. It's okay now. One meeting I can leave, I think.
Okay, now, yeah.
I'm so sorry that in between, I don't know how got it. This screen, how to make it full screen? One sec, huh?
मतलब
Huh?
क्लिक कर दो
But it's not happening.
डबल क्लिक
Oh, I'm so sorry. So, thank you so much, Gangde sir. And we'll start reading. We'll go on page number. Now I'll request Betty to start screen presentation from page number 103. By the time she presents the screen, I'll read out the list of questions from page number 102, which might not be with you. And these are wonderful questions asked to Baba and beautiful answers by Baba. This is part 3 of the book, and subpart of questions is 7. This is miscellaneous questions. As we saw, the parts are based on the topics of the questions. So these questions are based on miscellaneous word problems, philosophical problems, etc., etc. I will just first read out the questions. These are 11 questions. What, in his opinion, is the real meaning and purpose of life? Very important. Next question is, how will he be able, by speaking, to ease the word depression, to solve the problems of unemployment, prohibition, and crime? Has he any solution for the problems of politics, economics, morals, and sex? Next question is, which individuals and nations will benefit most by the new spiritual impulse? What, in his opinion, is the characteristic mental attitude of the West. Next question. What is his opinion concerning money? Next, how does he explain good and evil, heaven and hell? Then the question is, how did evolution begin and work? Does he deny matter? Next question, what is his opinion about marriage and celibacy? And the question is, what are sanskaras? So now everyone in the West also knows what is sanskaras. Now we'll go to page number 103, answers one by one, each question and answer to that. Question number 48, what, in his opinion, is the real meaning and purpose of life? Baba answers, it is to become identified with the universal self and thus to experience infinite bliss, power, and knowledge. And finally, to be able to impart this experience to others and make them see the one indivisible infinity existing in every phase of life. So to become something, to become hero, to become a singer is not the aim of life, one, but to become our own self, that is God realization is the only aim of life. And Baba says, though the God realization is the aim of the life and creation, it is not the perfection. And to become a perfect means perfect master is the perfection. That is what here Baba simply in 3 lines, to impart this experience to others, to make others like self, the perfect master or Sadguru, is the aim of life. And I think we shouldn't forget it. This is the aim of life. When we run after money, when we run after fame, name, position, we must tell ourselves, oh, this is not all the real things. So next question, how will Sri Meher Baba be able, by speaking, to ease the word depression, to solve the problems of unemployment, prohibition, and crime? Answer. The root of all our difficulties, individual and social, is self-interest. It is this, for example, which causes corrupt politicians to accept bribes and betray the interests of those whom they have been elected to serve, which causes bootleggers to break for their own profit. A law designed, whether wisely or not, to help the nation as a whole, which causes people to connive for their pleasure in the breaking of that law, thus causing disrespect for law in general and increasing crime tremendously, which causes the exploitation of great masses of humanity by individuals or group of individuals seeking personal gain, which impedes the progress of civilization by shelving invention which would contribute to the welfare of humanity at large, simply because their use would mean the scrapping of present inferior equipment, which, when people are starving, causes wanton destruction of large quantities of food simply in order to maintain market prices, which causes the holding of large sums of gold when the welfare of the world demands its circulation. How aptly Baba has described now, unfortunately and sadly, we have to say that is what is happening. Even God and realization, God and religions, they are using for their own benefits anyway. Further, Baba says there are only a few examples of the way self-interest operates to the detriment of human welfare. Eliminate self-interest. Eliminate self-interest and you will solve all your problems, individual and social. So the root cause is self-interest, selfishness. And the solution is to remove self-interest. Always Baba has emphasized this. Further, Baba says, but the elimination of self-interest, even granting a sincere desire on the part of the individual to accomplish it, is not easy and is never completely achieved except by the aid of a perfect master who has the power to convey truth at will. For self-interest springs from a false idea of the true nature of the self. False idea of the true nature of self, and this idea must be eradicated and the truth experienced before this elimination is possible. This is what ignorance, and that is what Baba says, I have come to awake you from this ignorance. Next, Baba says, Sri Meher Baba intends, when he speaks, to reveal the one supreme self, that is God, which is in all. This accomplish the idea of the self as a limited, separate entity will disappear, and with it will vanish self-interest. Cooperation will replace competition. Certainty will replace fear. And generosity will replace greed. Exploitation will disappear. How beautiful. Refer to footnote question 35, message to India. Next question. Any discussion, anyone want to share, explain, say anything about this?
Oh, just beautiful. That's all we can say. So
Yeah.
wonderful. Yeah.
The
You
next
see?
question, yeah.
Just to cover all subjects, everything talks about, certainly in the West, all the questions. Amazing. All of
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Yes. Wonderful. Really. We are blessed. We can hear, read and hearing this and reading it. It's really, we are blessed. Next question. How Sri Meher Baba, has Sri Meher Baba any solution for the problems of politics, economics, morals, and sex? Answer. In the general spiritual push that he will impart to the world, the problems of politics, economics, and sex, although they are subsidiary to the primary purpose, will automatically be solved and adjusted, and new values and significance will be attached to matters which appear to baffle solution at the present moment. Real love is the only solution. Yes, Mr. Prakash.
No, no, no. I just said, Baba says they are subsidiary to the primary purpose. I'm just trying to think about it. uh, in the general push that he will impart to the world the problems of politics, economics, and sex, although they are subsidiary to the primary purpose, will automatically be solved.
So what is the primary purpose? To find our real self.
Yeah, okay.
That is God realization.
Hmm.
How can we do that? By eradicating this greed, lust, desires, all that. So once we are on the way and we try to remove this lust, greed, desires, automatically these problems of economics, sex, politics will get solved. Only one solution always Baba gives is the true love.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So the true love comes, all this will go.
Yep, yep. No
So
doubt.
that is subsidiary. So main
Yeah.
aim, we have to focus on main aim, God realization, meeting our original own self.
Yeah,
And when we move towards that, automatically this will go. Because Baba knows it is unending in true spirits in the worldly sense, if we see. All souls will not get God realization all at once. So far, there are self-interest. So far, there are desires, lust, greed. These problems will remain. It will get solved for those who are on the path, who get God realization, those countries who do those seats. Is it not? Yeah.
yep. Yes, thank you.
Jai Baba.
Since, yeah. Jai Baba.
Next. Which individuals and nations will benefit most by the new spiritual impulse? Baba says, perfect masters impart spirituality by personal contact and influence, and the benefit that will accrue to different nations when Sri Meher Baba brings about the spiritual upheaval will largely depend upon the amount of energy each possesses. The more the energy, however misapplied, the greater the response. The master merely directs the current into the right channel. So like a power station, it is distributed. So if our current is strong and if we put on the button, we'll get it. As Baba always said that America has tremendous energy, but it is misapplied. But even though it is misapplied, it will get benefited with the spiritual upheaval because he is there for the general spiritual push for all. It's up to us. It's like, no, we go begging. If I have a small pot, I'll get less. If Mr. Prakash has a big pot, he will get more.
Yeah. That's
Next
right.
question. What, in his opinion, is the characteristic mental attitude of the West? What, in his opinion, in Baba's opinion, see how they were trying to bring Baba in difficulty. They are asking Baba's opinion on the characteristic mental attitude of the West. Now, Baba's beautiful reply. The West looks at life from the standpoint of reason and logic, and is skeptical about things which baffle the intellect. This trend of thought has brought about some great achievements, no doubt. Political ideals and a conception of social responsibility, mathematics and science. It has, I'm so sorry. It has also led her towards materialism, which has brought about wars, political and economic crisis. Organized efforts such as League of Nations, World Conferences, and peace pacts are made in the hope of solving the world problems which face all nations today. But all such efforts have only a very partial success on account of the prevailing materialism. And because these efforts ignore the spiritual character and potentialities of man. Mm. He has
Well,
very,
but we,
uh,
this is the characteristics of the West for this age. But as humans, we always oscillate between East, West, this, that, and all kinds of things. So, so we obviously, as humans, go through every aspect of being, right? I mean,
yes,
we will be Westerners, we'll be, Easterners, we'll be this, we'll be that. And it's just beautiful.
perfectly.
Yeah. Thank you.
Baba himself says that every soul has to have different experiences.
Right.
And this reminds me one beautiful sentence of Baba. I'll just like to read it. Intellectual disputations about God, maybe in this book only it was, or it will come. Intellectual disputations about God will not bring you any nearer to Him and may take you farther away. But persistent, heartfelt prayers to Him will lower the well that now envelops you in darkness. Meher.
Beautiful.
So this intellect, the Baba's work, Baba used to tell Mandali, when it so happened that once Baba called someone, some Mandali, and Baba had given him some order to finish some work within the specified time. And within 10 minutes, Baba calls him urgently. He comes late. Baba asks him, why didn't come immediately? It was Baba's order to come instantly, dropping whatever one is doing. And he said, Baba, you had only ordered to do this and that, and you had given time, and now you are. So Baba immediately stops in and tells, my work should not come between you and me.
Beautiful. I love that. I never heard that. My love should not
He
come
says,
back.
Baba has told this, my work should not take you away from me. We should not become dry just because of intellect.
Very
We must
beautiful.
take care of this and keep telling ourselves and keep His love in our heart fresh. We should not go away from Him in any case because of anything, whatever it is, whether reading, lectures, speeches, singing, whatever it is, His work, what we call, it is Him, He who is doing anyway.
Right.
Next question. Yeah. What is the opinion concerning money? What is his opinion concerning money? And Baba has given very beautiful answer with very important points. We'll see that. Yeah, question number 53. It entirely depends upon the way in which we use our money, whether it is good or bad. Money earned and utilized as a means of livelihood for oneself and those who depend on one is good. Given as charity for the benefit of humanity, it is better. But to give anonymously and yet carefully for the intelligent service and spiritual upliftment of humanity without dictating as to how it shall be administered or spent, this is the best use of money. But very, very few selfless souls can do that. This
Wow,
is,
that's a powerful sentence.
yeah, very important.
No, given as charity for the benefit of humanity, which is fine,
Better.
But to
Yeah,
give,
he good, better, and best. He has done good, better,
yeah.
and best.
I mean, this one, but to give anonymously and yet carefully for the intelligent service and spiritual upliftment of humanity without dictating as to how it shall be administered or spent, this is the best use of money. So, what happens? I just want to bring this up. Whenever anybody donates money, say the trust or some organizations, they have various activities that they engaged in. Like trust is involved in the hospital and
Education,
building,
water.
education, and everything. So, and I think you have a choice to indicate as to where you want to put the money for use.
Yes.
So, according to what Baba says here, you should not even mention that. Is that
No,
is that how
not
we should see it?
not so. See, why trust has segregated water, dharamshala, education, medical, general, and again in that there are again two compartments. Whether it should be a corpus or it should be a general.
Right.
General means they are free to use anywhere, anytime. Even corpus, recently I heard from a trustee that even if I have given for medical purpose, they say if they need, and if it is in corpus, they just use anywhere they want. He told me.
Right.
So,
But if you want to read this sentence without dictating as to how it shall be administered or spent, this is the best use of money. I mean, that sentence tells me that you just give it and
forget about it.
Forget about. Don't mention as to
Forget
how it
about
should
it.
be used. Yeah.
Don't be a dictator. Oh, I have given, so I want it to. There comes ego.
No. I mean,
Attachment is not there.
no. I don't. I don't want to. I want this to be used for education. If I say that, according to what I read here, I may be misunderstanding. I don't have to mention that. I shouldn't be mentioning that this should be used for education only. Just
it's
give them.
okay.
Huh?
See, now for trust, we can mention. Even we are mentioning. Even if 5,000, I can mention 1,000 here, 1,000 there. We can give a different choice also. That is perfectly all right. That is not dictating. After all, if it is in corpus, if it is in general, strictly they have to use that purpose only. And it is for the administration purpose, they ask our choice, and there is nothing wrong in giving that choice because it is an administration. What Baba here says, see what happens. Now take Baba's time. Khorshid and her family, everything they gave to Baba. Erich family, they gave everything to Baba. They were never dictated what is to be done with that.
Right.
Whatever Khorshid family gave, Baba used it just for the purpose of Premashram, Meherashram, those boys, their food, their education, their clothing, their books and all that. When the money was over, Baba closed the ashrams. Now Baba wanted to make a trust in the name of the Premashram boys. I don't know how many know that. Have you heard that? Baba wanted to make the ashram trust in the name of the Premashram boys, and Baba wanted to give the whole property to them, to make the whole property in the name of the Premashram boys and make a trust. And Gulmai and all others, even Gulmai, that is wonderful, objected for this. But Baba didn't listen. What Baba did, he had a plan. He said, we will involve all the parents of the boys also. So all the parents of the boys were invited. There was a meeting between the parents, Mandali and Baba and all those selected one. And Baba explained them plan. He said, I will make a trust in the name of these boys. Fine, they had no objection. Baba said the whole property will be in their name. They had no objection. They were working already. Baba had made them expert, and some were working in the Mohan printing press. Mohan printing press that was behind Bhai Sattha's house. That is in the premises of Rashtriya Pathshala, opposite to bus stand. If anyone is interested, I'll give the location. Now in that place, it is a beautiful thing to know how Baba sowed the seed. Baba had given this boy the training of printing skill. And that place only, now that Mohan printing press has gone, and there is a technical school which teaches the vocational and practical learning, all the techniques, different techniques. Technical school it is now. Anyway, so Baba had also arranged for their job there. So those boys were working in that printing press. And also they were working with Soros Motors. Some were working in Meher Cinema at Nasi. And whatever they used to earn, Baba used to send to their parents. It's not that because Baba is doing all the expenses for their food, clothing, and stay, Baba was not keeping them. So Baba also put this condition, coming back to the meeting with the parents. Baba said that whatever they earn will be sent, money order will be sent. Those days it was money order, will be sent to the parents. Parents were happy, they accepted it happily. Now Baba puts a condition, but I will be the authority to take the decision about their future. They cannot do anything without my permission, whether to marry or not. And I will be the deciding factor to whom to marry, how to marry. And these authorities, powers will be with me. Parents have no say in that, to which parents did not agree. You see?
Yeah.
Whatever coming, yes, ready. But giving, no. It never happened. It never happened. So here means if I am giving something, now coming back to our point, which Mr. Prakash has said, that specifying the purpose. See here, Baba has put that money in good, better, best manner. Earning money for livelihood sufficiently is good. But we must understand where to stop. Only essential, basic needs, we should only earn that much. There should not be greed and more and more and more beautiful and luxurious life. No, that is not good in the indirect way. Whatever is left, we must donate it. Now, doing the charity for the benefit of humanity is better. That is also Baba says. But the best is, this is very important, another point is carefully choosing, which is a very, very tedious job, to see that it is not misutilized, to find out the real needy, as it was difficult in Baba's time also. Baba used to do the help for the poor, and the specification for that was the person should be poor, but who is not demanding, should not be a beggar. And it is very difficult to find such needy persons, even today, whether those are some NGOs or organization or helping or any trust. So find out, it is very tedious. Just to donate is easy. But here we have to apply intellect. Baba says that carefully for the intelligent service and spiritual upliftment of humanity. Spiritual upliftment. Here he is not telling beggars, lepers and all that, which is very difficult. This cause is for the spiritual upliftment of humanity. So trust is the best, in my opinion, without dictating as to how it shall be administered or spent.
Yeah, that's right.
Here I remember one thing. When Baba describes fourth plane and fifth plane and sixth plane, Baba says, fourth plane, if an aspirant misuses his powers, he goes to the stone form. But if he do not uses, he goes to the fifth plane. But in the fourth plane, if intelligently he prevents himself or controls himself from misutilizing them, and intelligently uses for the spiritual benefit of others, then that aspirant don't have to go to the fifth plane, but he is directly promoted on the sixth plane. Direct promotion. Why? Because he has applied mind there. And what is fifth plane? Fifth plane is the territory of mental world. They are the lord of the minds. So here, he has controlled the attraction on that desire to use them for the benefit. So in a way, he has a control over the mind. But he has also used other part of mind, which is intellect. It has two parts, emotions and intellect. So he has used the other part of mind, that is intelligently he has used for the spiritual benefit of others, and so he directly goes to the sixth plane. He don't have to go to the fifth plane. Such a great benefit. So that came to my mind when we were reading.
So, I mean, just a thought. I mean, we don't have to talk too much about this, but I was thinking, when you say spiritual benefit of humanity, donation for the spiritual benefit, it can encompass a lot of activities, like education will help uplift people to be more spiritual, because it's part of education. And similarly, hospital, I mean, donating to the hospital also helps, because once the body is healthy, there is one can engage in activities that help grow spiritually. I think so. Is that right?
Suppose tomorrow
Because
you want to print a book. Suppose tomorrow, now we are in that process, maybe that's why it came to mind. Translation of tiffin lectures to Hindi. Okay. Translation of creation and causes to Hindi. This is for the spiritual upliftment of humanity. Example. And if I give some money for that purpose, I cannot specify that color should be this, page should be this, it should be given at this price, it should be given to this and that. No further restrictions and rules from me. It is just for the publication of that book.
Yeah, no, I got it. Thank you.
There can be many opinions, and shall we proceed further?
Yeah, please.
The other views?
I have a question.
Please, yes.
If you could just briefly say what is the with the trust, what is the difference between corpus and general? I don't know what the distinction is.
Yeah, corpus means the money will not be, suppose I have given 10,000 rupees. So directly for education. They will not use direct. If I write that it is for corpus, they cannot use straightway 10,000 for education. But that money will be kept in a bank and FD, and only the interest on it will be used for the purpose.
Oh, oh. Thank, thank you.
And general means it will be like current account. It's like fixed deposit and current account.
Okay.
And that's why nowadays they are prompting people to keep in corpus. So even if you die and you are not there for generations, it will be there, because from that money, whatever interest is on will be utilized for that cause. I hope it is clear.
Thank you. Yes, yes.
Yes. Gangre sir is there, Jai Baba? Gangre sir? Okay, we'll move to further. Baba has answered. We have seen only one part. Another, Baba says, when money, very important, gained by fair means or foul, is spent in order to gratify one's desire for pleasure and enjoyment, it makes the spender pleasure-loving and selfish. It is earned by proper means, not looting and all that, but it is for self. It is selfish. And if the same person suddenly loses that money, he naturally feels miserable and curses life and fate. Worse still is it when he wastes money earned or inherited in speculation and gambling, or on wine and woman. So here Baba specifies the purpose on which, if I am just spending on my medicine, food and clothing, that's fine. Extravagance, just luxurious lifestyle, no. Whether it is inherent property or money, or whether it is hard earned by you in a good manner. And definitely earning by wrong means is never encouraged. Then we are on page number 106, the further part of this answer. Then Baba says, whether it is good or bad for us to possess money depends entirely on the use we make of it. Fire can serve and warm man. Fire can burn and destroy man. So beautifully in one single sentence, it all depends on how you use it. To possess money on money is not a crime if it is in a proper way. After earning, if you are donating, utilizing for humanity and spiritual purposes, very good. But if it is misused, it depends on the attachment one has for it, its use. So Baba says, the fire can serve and warm man in a cold days, and that fire can also burn and destroy man. Such a nice example Baba has given in the end.
Yep. Yes.
So anything else anyone want to, or we shall move to for next question? Yeah, the question number 54. How does he explain good and evil, heaven and hell? And this, Baba family, we all know this discourses and all everywhere Baba has explained. We'll read Baba's answer, because he is answering to the Westerners in a very simple manner. In the general sense of the word, evil is merely perverted good, a lower stage of the ladder of evolution, an obstacle the overcoming of which enables man to test and strengthen his character. Looked at from the personal point of view, evil is the result of ignoring the law of karma and of indecision or weakness of the personal character.
Wow, what a beautiful definition.
Shall I repeat it?
I just love the definition of evil.
Yeah. Looked at from the personal point of view, evil is the result of ignoring the law of karma and of indecision or weaknesses of the personal character. Weakness of the personal character. Desires, greed, and lust, and just want this and that is not controlling means this. The master is beyond good and evil. Why? The master is Sadguru's avatar, perfect masters are, there is no good and evil. Because good and evil is a part of duality. God, perfect master is already God. Avatar is God. What is God? That is non-dual. There is no duality, Advaita. Where there is no duality, this good and bad, man or woman, rich and poor, all it will not be there. So there is no good and evil for the masters, for God and all that. But when we achieve that state, till then it is there. We have to observe. Virtue or goodness is the antithesis of evil or seen in an individual character. Virtue then is due to cooperation with the karmic law, and sin is due to conscious or unconscious failure to cooperate with the karmic law.
So beautiful.
As separate words or as separate planes, heaven and hell do not exist. There is no such place that heaven and hell, as it's a boundary between two countries. It is not like that. They are states of mental peace or torture, states of mind, because mental body still remains even if physical body dies. The person who lives in accordance with the law of karma experiences happiness and may be said to be in the heaven state. While the person who ignores and disobeys the law of karma suffers spiritually, mentally, and physically, and may be said to be undergoing the tortures of hell. The individual's possession of strength of mind or weakness of character, of the rudiments of virtue and vice, and the various experiences of heaven and hell are all due to the past impressions, sanskaras as they are termed, of previous lives. And every human being must pass through the dual aspects of good, both good and evil, before attaining perfection. The master is beyond good and evil, removing past impressions by his love. He can truly say, thy sins be forgiven thee. Thy sins be forgiven thee. Yes, anyone, anything about this? Because for Easterners, no, it's from
No,
childhood.
I mean, maybe somebody like, I don't know, maybe Betty can explain that a little differently. Thy sins can be forgiven thee. What does it mean to you, Betty? Oh, you're saying something, but I think you're muted. Yeah. I didn't understand that word, sentence. Thy sins be forgiven thee.
Well, before that, it says, the master is beyond good and evil, removing past impressions by his love. He's removing your past by his love. He can truly say that he remove that. That makes sense to me. That Baba's love helps to remove our past impressions, and in that way your sins are forgiven because he removes that old kind of accumulation of his love. His love kind of washes the old bad That's what I.
No, yeah, no, I'm just trying to read that sentence in the English that we are aware of. Thy sins
You
be
know,
forgiven thee.
Baba has given himself a prayer to us in which daily we say, please forgive us for all the sins committed by us. Right? And this prayer given by Baba. What Baba says about it is that it so happened there is an incident during that 3 incredible weeks. A person, he stands up and Baba was happy with him. There was some reason, there's a long story, coming back just to our point. And he pleads to Baba, he says, Baba, please forgive me for all of my past karmas and past mistakes and all that. And Baba is very happy with him. And then Baba gives a discourse on it. And then Baba says, I always forgive. And you don't know the meaning and the true importance of my forgiveness. When I say I forgive, so much, so many lives are saved, Baba says.
Mm.
And Baba himself, in this Avtaric period, has given us this such an important prayer. Daily we say, please forgive us. And then this true sense we have to say. And he says, I am there to forgive only.
Yeah.
That forgiveness has got a very tremendous impact. That one sin may cause to make so many lives. When thy sin be forgiven thee.
Yep.
Yeah, we can't hear you. Yes, Betty, we can't hear you. You're saying something. I think you have to unmute yourself.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay.
Sorry, we missed it. You were saying something. Please
Baba,
repeat.
Baba is just saying your sins are forgiven. Maybe you're making it more complicated than it is.
Yeah. I,
Your
I
sins
think
are
that's what it
forgiven.
is. Your sins are
Your
forgiven.
sins are
Yes.
forgiven. That's all.
Yes. Yes. I just Googled it and it also said the same. Your sins are forgiven. Yeah. Like
He
Jesus said.
can. The word is can.
Yeah.
It
Yeah. Yeah.
should
Yeah.
be the prayer should be by heart, and we should sincerely try not to make again the sins.
Mm.
And that's why the wording is removing past impression by his love. It is possible
Yeah.
only
Yeah.
through
Yeah.
love.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
He can, C-A-N, can. He can truly say. He has not said, but he can say.
Yeah, I mean the sentence, the usage of the language, the being old confused me, but I think what Betty said is just perfect. I mean, your sins are forgiven. Boom, done. Thank you.
Yeah, okay. Okay. Gangade sir? Yeah, he talks pretty well, analyzes pretty well, but I don't know if he's there. Okay, shall we move to the next question? Yeah, sorry. Yes, someone? Yeah. Would you like to read, Betty? We will like to hear from you. I personally like to hear your voice.
Sure. All right. Question 55. How did evolution begin and work? The answer is the fish lives in the sea without being aware of the sea, as it has never left the sea. So, in the beginning, before evolution started, we were united with the source of all, but unconsciously. Evolution involved a separation from the source of all and a consequent longing to return to it through a succession of lives and forms. The conscious return to the source is possible only during physical incarnation, when consciousness becomes equilibrated in the gross matter. The unconscious soul, through evolution, gradually retains consciousness by means of successive related forms. I just want to read that sentence with that word. The conscious return to the source is possible only during physical incarnation, when consciousness becomes equilibrated in the gross matter. The unconscious soul, through evolution, gradually gains consciousness by means of successive related forms.
Yeah, that means because we have, as a stone, we had as good as no consciousness, and then it was developed fully in a human being. But as a human being, we always mistake ourselves due to sanskaras. We can't see our own self as God, Paramatma. And when this consciousness, as Baba calls it, involution, inward journey starts, and then when the sanskaras goes, so that now our consciousness is human consciousness. And when God realization is attained, it is divine consciousness. When one becomes a perfect master, it is unlimited consciousness. And that's why this consciousness, this sentence which you repeated just now, equilibrated in the gross matter, physical incarnation that is required. So Baba says only in the human form, God realization can be achieved. For that, one has to be in physical form and consciously. Because what is God realization? To experience, to feel, have a feeling that I am God. If I need to have that feeling, I need to be in consciousness, I need to be in physical form, only then I will have the experience. It is an experience. Experiencing oneself as a God. That experience, we need to have a physical form. Right?
Yep.
So,
Shall I go on?
yeah.
Does Sri Meher Baba deny matter? And the answer is he denies nothing, because for him duality does not exist. To a God-realized personality, matter and spirit seem both to be merged in the ocean of divinity. He sees the Divine One playing simultaneously the different roles of the soul, spirit, mind, and body. The soul exists independently of nature and matter. It is infinite, everlasting, and pure. B, the spirit, though having the same divine essence as the soul, differs in that it is attached to the matter, the body, the world, and the affairs of the world, but it is unconscious of the infinite self. Until it is realized, the spirit has to reincarnate. C, the mind is the medium by which the spirit's experiences of matter are expressed. And finally, D, the body is the medium through which the mind puts its desires, emotions, and thoughts into action on the physical plane. Any questions?
That is
There is still one more line you have to read.
yeah, no problem. But that in short, that Baba says about the gross body, subtle body, and mental body. as you all might have read the God Speaks. So it's nothing but Baba is talking about subtle body, because the first soul exists independently of nature and matter. So suppose a human being dies, only gross body, that means matter, dies. Soul remains, which is soul is unlimited. All the attributes of God are the attributes of the soul also. It is unlimited, it cannot be divided, it cannot be destroyed. So even a person dies, matter dies, soul remains. So that is, soul exists independently. It is not dependent on the body, gross body. Even if gross body dies, soul remains. Then the spirit, that is maybe whether it is about the subtle body, spirit remains through having the same divine essence as the soul, differs that it is attached to the matter, the body, the word, and the affairs of the word, but is unconscious of the infinite self. Yes, Mr. Prakash, something you want to say?
No, that's good, that's good. I mean, it's just beautiful. I just wanted to say it is just powerful. I mean,
And mind is the medium, is what we call manodeha, karandeha, mental body.
yeah,
Yeah. It is the cause of the next birth, because it is the place. The whole game is from mind to mind,
Wow.
nothing else. And that's why it is illusion. That's why it is not true. Where the first desire arises, who am I, is a play of mind. Manonash, annihilation of mind. As soon as mind goes, play game over. God realization attained. It is just like a dream. Dream started, dream ended, nothing is there, everything I am myself. Only the game of from mind to mind. So it is illusion. The thoughts come to the mind, then we act. So the impressions are there. Those impressions are also stored in mind. So mind is the cause of the next birth.
yep.
Once the mind goes, we are God. we will realize that's why Manonash Parva, that annihilation of mind, this was the phase of Baba's work, was very, very, very important. Really, in its true sense, in the depth, we never understand it, but it has got tremendous importance. And the body, yes.
There's one more sentence here in this.
The God-man teaches us.
Yeah. The God-man teaches us the truth, that to realize the oneness of everything, we must realize that spirit and matter, or the spiritual life and material life, go hand in hand. When intellect and feeling, or head and heart, are equally developed and balanced, the apparent antithesis is resolved into the one divine consciousness.
Beautiful it is.
Okay.
This word is not different from this. This word is also a cause which keeps us away from our own self, and word is also a medium to achieve that oneness. Being in the word only, we have to experience many different things, and then the consciousness is right, and then that human consciousness will become a divine consciousness. Yeah. Anyone else?
So, okay.
Yeah, next.
Okay. What is Sri Meher Baba's opinion about marriage and celibacy? The answer is, every human relationship is based on love in one form or another, and endures or dissolves as that love is eternal or temporal in character. Marriage, for example, is happy or unhappy, exalting or degrading, lasting or fleeting, according to the love which inspires and sustains it. Marriages based on sex attraction alone cannot endure. They lead inevitably to divorce or worse. Marriages, on the other hand, which are based on a mutual desire to serve and inspire, grow continually in richness and beauty, and are a benediction to all who know of them. That's beautifully said. Wow. Celibacy is good for progress on the spiritual path for those who can control their sex emotion. Contact with the perfect master helps one to gain that control, but as very few people have the very strong willpower to control themselves, marriage for most men and women is advisable. Indeed, it is much better to marry and devote your attention to one person than to remain a bachelor and like a bee pass from flower to flower in search of new experiences. Wow, that's a lot there.
Lovely it is. And Baba also ordered celibacy to some married couples also. For few, for lifelong, for few, for some certain period. And with His grace, everything is possible. Baba says that after in marriage also, slowly that physical attraction should go and there should be pure love.
Okay, shall I continue?
Yes, please.
Question 58. What are sanskaras? Answer: the veil of darkness that covers one's inner vision and the obstacles to illumination are certain mental impressions of actions, desires, and tendencies bound up with our egoism. In the East, they are called sanskaras. Some of these impressions were formed during countless past lives. Others may have been formed during this present life. These tendencies and desires create two illusions. First, of a separate self, at war with our own higher self, and the second, of being isolated from other selves. Evolution, or the fall into matter, involved the creation of this lower self. But without the physical body, realization could never be consciously attained. Can I read that paragraph again? The answer. The veil of darkness, the veil of darkness that covers one's inner vision and the obstacles to illumination are certain mental impressions of actions, desires, and tendencies bound up with our egoism. In the East, they are called sanskaras. Some of these impressions were formed during countless past lives. Others may have been formed during this present life. These tendencies and desires create two illusions. First, of a separate self at war with our own higher self, and the second, being isolated from other selves. Evolution, or the fall into matter, involved the creation of this lower self, but without the physical body, realization could never be consciously attained. I'm wondering about time. Maybe I could just check. I think we're okay. Prakash, maybe you could check. Is something coming up?
I don't
We
know,
can
but
conclude. Yes, we can conclude. Yeah.
I think we're okay. I can't see because of sharing screen.
Yes, Mr. Prakash.
yeah, no, it's fine actually. I mean, We may be okay. Yeah, there's nothing going on. So we are okay, but I don't know how everybody's time is allocated. So maybe it's a bit too much to go after.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometime. Yeah, maybe we should wind up in 10 minutes or less.
So here, anyone wants more explanation or anyone wants to share or say something? Acha, Bakshi is there. Bakshi? Bakshi is there. I will like you to introduce to all. I think
Jai
she's there.
Baba. Yes, I'm
Ah,
here. Mhm.
yeah. Ajay Baba, Jai Baba. Yeah, after finishing this topic, no, please be there. Don't leave meeting.
Okay. Yeah, very much here.
Yeah. Mm.
So shall we finish the 5 additional questions? We think? Yeah? Or,
Okay.
yeah?
If we have, can we complete them? Yeah, okay, yes, we can. Can we within 10 minutes? What is the
See.
difference between,
Okay, I'll start. Okay, so this is 5 additional questions and answers translated from the French. What is the difference between destiny and chance? Ooh, the answer is destiny is the divine law which guides us through our numerous existences. Every soul must experience happiness and unhappiness, vice and virtue, from the commencement of evolution up to that goal, which is the realization of God. Chance is based on karma, that law of cause and effect which governs the effects of our events of our present life, as well as those of our future lives. Through evolution, the soul receives by means of the spirit the impressions or sanskaras. The processes which create the experiences and later the elimination of those impressions can be called chance. Destiny, or the goal that souls have to attain, is realization of God. But actually, chance is different for every individual. We can compare destiny to a load of, let us imagine, 700 tons of happiness and unhappiness, vice or virtue, which every soul has to carry throughout its existence. One soul carries 700 tons of iron, another soul the same weight in steel, others lead or gold. The weight is always the same. Only matter changes. The impressions of each individual vary, and the acquired sanskaras from the structure and the condition of the future life of every individual. Oof.
but it is one and the same.
Mhm.
So after all, law of chance is based on karma. That means law of karma. What I do, the way you sow, you will see all that. So what I do, I will have to bear the effects. But still, who made the law of karma?
God.
Divine law. So it is a divine law. So in a way, God, correct. So God has only made the law of karma. So this law of karma is also a part and parcel of divine law. It is a divine law. That means that is also a destiny. So destiny and chance is not different. One and I feel so. So that is the reason why Baba used to say, whatever happens is as per my wish. So people say, then where the law of karma goes? But his wish and will is the law of karma. He has only made the law of karma. So finally, if he has made the law of karma, it is his wish, and ultimately his wish and will prevails.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay. We go to 60, question 60. What is the difference between the inner and the outer work of an avatar? Answer is his inner work is executed for the good of humanity by the means of his spiritual body and divine will on the spiritual and the subtle planes directly or through the intermediary of his agents. The work that he accomplishes through his physical body in making personal contact with the individuals while passing through different countries is his outer work. He turns their minds towards spirituality, enhancing their progression towards the subtle planes and from these towards the spiritual planes.
So for inner work, he uses his spiritual body and divine will. For outer and through subtle planes, it is executed through angels and all that. And for outer work, he uses his physical body and personal contacts and all that. And all that. And he works on both the inner and outer, both is going on. Yes. Next.
Okay, next question
Mhm.
61. Why were certain avatars married and why was Jesus not married?
Interesting and beautiful explanation given by Baba. Yeah.
Okay, so the answer is, and the exterior way of living with an avatar. Uh, oh, oh gosh, the footnote is long. Maybe I'll go
Shall
to
I
the
take
footnote.
over? Yeah, yeah. If you are tired, I'll take over.
Okay, if you don't mind.
Okay. Okay. The exterior way of living of an avatar is regulated by the habits and the customs of the times and adopts that attitude which is most suited to serve as an example to his contemporaries. As is the age will be the, as is the tradition, avatar will be of that type. But in a sense, all the avatars incarnate the same ideal of life. At the epoch of Muhammad, the Arabs were very census, and it was not considered bad or illegal to live with several wives. It was the tradition to have many wives. If, like Jesus, he had not married and had advocated celibacy, or if he had imposed absolute continency, it would have produced dangerous and inevitable reactions. As Baba has explained, that every avatar, as in childhood we used to ask this question, why there are different forms and all, why God, if it is God, why doesn't he look same in every avataric period? So you were told, as is suitable to that age, to the mind and mentality of those people at that time, what they can digest. In that way, he has to deliver in the easiest way. So is this here Baba explains. Few people would have followed his teaching, and fewer still would have been attracted towards such an ideal. Muhammad had 9 wives, but he had no physical contact with them. It was legal to have several lives at the time of Muhammad. At the time of Krishna, the Hindus were fighting amongst each other. Envy and greed predominated. The real conception of spiritual life and love was unknown to them. Krishna based his teachings on the laws of love and pure and innocent merriment, dancing with the gopis and all that. So, human beings were directed joyfully towards a disinterested ideal of love. We can understand if they were not at all spiritual principles. So, with the merriment way and happy ways, he has to direct them towards spirituality. Okay. At the time of Zoroaster, Humanity was hesitant and lacked equilibrium. They were neither complete materialists nor really attracted towards the spiritual light. He taught them to be good householders, to marry, and to abstain from desiring the wife of another, and to worship God. His own life was based on this principle. Good thoughts, good words, good actions. Zoroaster was married. At the time of Buddha, humanity was deep in materialism. In order to demonstrate that their conception of values was wrong and that they were victims of the goddess illusion or Maya, Buddha renounced his wife, his family, the riches of the world in order to establish his teachings on sannyas or renunciation, which was need of that period of that time. At the time of Jesus, arrogance, imperiousness, pride, cruelty were the characteristics of the people. Nevertheless, they possessed a conception of justice regarding women and marriage. And it was not necessary, as it was in Arabia, to make marriage an example. It was not necessary. So Jesus didn't mind. Jesus lived the life of humility, simplicity, and poverty. And he endured suffering in order to direct humanity towards the purest ideal God. All the prophets were the incarnation of God. Therefore, they stand beyond desire and temptation. They were the manifestation of the same divine element. This is important. It is one and one God only. He had to take different forms, observe different ways, to tell the same thing in a different manner, as per the mentality, as per the circumstances prevailing at that time. In nutshell. So next question, why do the teachings of the avatars differ from each other? Same thing. The avatars are the manifestation of the same divine element incarnate in this world at different times. Therefore, their teachings have to be adapted to the mentality of their epoch. At times, the avatar bases his teaching on the search of the personal God, and at another time on the search of the impersonal aspect of God, as Muhammad did, impersonal aspect of the God. At one time, he will prohibit the eatings of pig's meat, drinking of wine, or the eating of cow's meat. It is like in a hospital where the sick complain about their thirst. The doctor will prescribe tea or coffee in the morning, water or refreshing fruit juice in the afternoon, and in the evening, sour milk. Then, before sleeping, hot milk. So nicely explained. God manifesting through the avatar of different periods quenches the thirst of man in different ways. All human beings, whether consciously or unconsciously, have the same thirst of the truth. What does Sri Meher Baba think about life after death? A very interesting question. Everyone has the curiosity about this. What is his attitude regarding spiritualism? Baba answers. The semi-subtle sphere is the chain that links the physical material. That is question number 63 and page number 113. Yeah. The semi-subtle sphere is the chain that links the physical material world to the subtle plane. During our habitual dreams, we make use of the subtle body, and in a subconscious way, we perceive sensations belonging to the physical material world. What is dream? to experience two sanskaras, semi-conscious, conscious sanskaras by subconscious body. In certain conditions, it is possible to make conscious use of the physical senses in such a way that we can contact the semi-subtle sphere. We can, through this fact, enter into communication with the spirits of the dead. These spirit communications have nothing to do with the spiritual life, nor with the subtle spirit, nor with the spiritual planes. There is vast difference between the subtle sphere and the semi-subtle sphere. So Baba never encouraged for this calling the spirits and all that. After death, further Baba says, after death, the spirits of human beings, except for those who have sufficiently progressed on spiritual path and are beyond the fourth plane, reach the semi-subtle sphere. After death, the spirits of human beings reach semi-subtle sphere, which is called the astral world. Baba says there are 21 words. As we say, gross word, subtle word, mental word. These are mainly 3, but actually there are 21 because each of these word, gross word has 7 sub gross words. Subtle word has 7 sub subtle words. Mental word has again 7 sub mental words. Means gross plus subtle, again there are 7. Subtle and mental, again there are 7 words. Gross plus mental, again there are 7 words. So 7 into 3 comes to 21. It is not exactly the line we cannot draw between one word and other word. This here ends the gross word, there starts the subtle word. It's not like that. So it fades, goes on fading up. So there is a word between gross and subtle, which is gross plus subtle word is an astral word. There the soul goes after death. That is called semi-subtle sphere. According to their sanskaras, they go to heaven or hell. These are situations, state of mind. And when they achieve the point they had to attain, they can return to earth with a new body, reincarnate, or otherwise they return to the semi-subtle sphere for a certain time. These spirits are, so to say, in the antechamber of the semi-subtle sphere, and one can enter into contact with them through the means of spirit communication. Whether they have achieved their period of joy or pain and wait for a new rebirth, or whether they are on the point of going to heaven or hell.
You
The
have to
same-
wait a minute. You said whether you left out something. Could you start again? You left out the words after achieved. So begin again, please, where it says these spirits are, so to say. Thank you.
Shall I reread it, Melly? Okay.
Yes, please.
Sure. Yeah.
After death, the spirits of human beings reach the semi-subtle sphere. According to their sanskaras, they go to heaven or to hell. And when they achieve the point they had to attain, they can return to earth with a new body. Or otherwise, they return to the semi-subtle sphere for a certain time. These spirits are, so to say, in the antechamber of the semi-subtle sphere, and one can enter into contact with them through the means of spirit communication, whether they have achieved their period of joy or pain and wait for a new rebirth, or whether they are on the point of going to heaven or hell. Clear? They can be contacted. The semi-settled sphere, heaven or hell, with their respective experiences, have no reality. They are merely joys and pains experienced through the organs of the subtle body. It is advisable to attribute only relative importance to certain descriptions of life after death, although they may be exact. It should not be given much importance. Baba says, much importance should not be given to the life after death. It is also explained when the rebirth takes place. We'll see to it if anyone is interested. Spiritually evolved persons can communicate with high spirits, but it is preferable if they abstain. It is preferable if they abstain. Human beings can never enter into communication with the high spirits who belong to the subtle, mental, or spiritual planes, because even if they have to reincarnate, they do not sojourn in the antechamber of the semi-subtle sphere. This is again another section in semi-subtle sphere. Baba has named it antechamber, where some spirits are there before taking rebirth. True spirituality has nothing in common with spiritualism and communications between the living and the dead. It has nothing to do with the spirituality. Yes. There this topic is, and this part 3 also.
That's interesting. So he's saying you some people, it's possible to communicate with spirits, but it's preferable that we don't. He was saying just stay away. It's wow.
The interesting thing is, Baba always told to abstain from these things. And now we see many people are coming to Baba through this only. That book is there, na? Sounds of Silence of
Yeah.
Nanu. Many are coming through that book to Baba. But that's, but if Baba says abstain, we have to abstain. That's all.
Interesting. Interesting.
Mhm.
Wow, this is packed. Golly, have to
And
digest.
yes, thank you so much, Betty, Gangle sir, Prakash, and everyone mailing. And
Thank you, Meherkrupa.
all.
Thank you very much.
I'll introduce one person to you. She is from Bakshi family. She is from Dehradun, and Baba had gone to their house in Dehradun. Baba had gone to their house, and I think Baba there was served food also. Mehra, Bakshiji, we can stop the screen print. So she is a screen presentation. Thank you, Betty. So Mehra, yeah, you are there. Just, yeah, she is Mehra. Just raise your hand. Yeah, she is from Bakshi family. Yeah, you please tell in short now that photo. And Baba had visited this place when I went to Dehradun. I had gone to their house also, and her mother-in-law was there. She had a long service of Baba, right?
Haji. I'm too shy to speak. You do the talking.
It's okay.
Yeah, we We
This
have a
is-
center here. We have Baba's statue, and like we have this weekly gathering on Sundays, and that's all about it. Baba played dholak here in this particular room where I'm sitting, and he visited our house along with the Mandali members, with Mehra and Mani. And this was way back in 53, 1953 or 1952.
Was this before you were born?
Oh, yes, of course.
Yes, and she is the daughter-in-law of the family.
Daughter-in-law. Yes, I'm married to their son.
Yeah, I'll request, please say.
I can just
sing
show you
Aarti.
Balkishan Bakshiji's photograph.
Yeah,
If you permit me.
yeah, please. And then you will sing Aarti also, and we'll conclude with the session with Aarti, huh?
Anjali. Mr.
Yeah.
Balkishan Bakshi, and she's Meherkrupa Bakshi.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and these people met Baba, of course, in their home.
Yeah, they met Baba, and then, as I said, I'm too shy to speak. I'm not an orator. Yeah.
This is the same house Baba had visited. There is a
Anji,
fireplace also,
Anji.
I think, no? Yeah.
Anji.
Rajpur Road. You will find this reference in
Rajpur.
Baba literature. Yeah. Rajpur Road.
It's very close to the center,
Yeah.
Dehradun Center. Yeah.
So you can please sing Aarti.
Yeah, sure, definitely. Australian Aarti. Avatar Meher Baba Ki Jai. O glorious eternal ancient one, your face is a bright transcendental sun. Lighten this dark world and the tears I weep. My heart, Meher, I give to you to keep. Creator, yet creationless you are. Truth and truth's body, divine avatar. Who through compassion the three worlds maintains. Destroy this ignorance that life sustains. These five lights are the whirling spokes of breath of the world wheel that bears me on to death. Unless you who are infinitely kind break the wheel's hub which is conditioned mind. This incense is my love, these fruits my art, which to please you I have shaped from my heart. Accept them as you would a simple flower that has no use beyond its shining garb. You are myself, I sing to you in praise and beg your love to bear me through the days. Till you, the ever-living perfect one, illume my darkness with your shining sun. Avatar Meher Baba Ki Jai.
Avatar Meher Baba.
Baba.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Nice.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Jai Baba.
Jai Baba. Jai Baba. Thank you all. Thank you,
So
Baba.
beautiful. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Beautiful.
Goodness, what a big meeting. Whoa.
Well,
Jai Meher Baba. Jai Meher Baba.
So if you visit India, you can visit Dehradun and house of, we call her Sweetie. Sweetie
Yeah.
Bakshi. Mm.
Okay.
So Jason Murthy was from your Dehradun only. You know him?
Who?
I couldn't get you.
Dr. Jason Murthy was from
Yes,
Dehradun.
yes. He stayed in our house for some time. Then we accommodated him in the center, and he was there for quite a few years, you know. And he was a best buddy. We used to talk so much about Baba. He would come home, we would sit for hours together and talk about Baba, you know.
Silent master's talkative disciple.
Yes, Dr. Yes, he was very lively, I remember. Very animated. He had lots to say when he came to the West.
Yeah.
America.
Yeah.
He was a foodie, you know. He was very fond of eating. So I used to make all the nice dishes for him, all the delicacies, you know. And he would demand, he would tell me, aaj ye banao, you know. A very good friend I had in him. How much I miss him, really. Yeah.
America, he was in my younger brother. He stayed for a few days in my younger brother's house in
Okay.
Atlanta. So when he visited America, went to Atlanta, my younger brother's house. And he in Jamshedpur, where we are having, often we are having Baba's kirtan. Yeah.
By the way, she is Sushma Tiku, actually originally from Kashmir. She is
Okay.
from
Oh, lovely.
she is from Kashmir, now settled in Delhi, and her father, brother, and uncle, right?
Yeah, my mother and father both was from Kashmir. My husband is also from Kashmir. I am
So
born
they
and
made Baba, no? That is, they made Baba in Kashmir.
I was born and brought up in Delhi. My Karam Bhumi is Jamshedpur. So I was in contact with Dr. Murthy. Yeah, he is no more, but
So your father, your brother, and uncle made Baba in Kashmir, no?
yeah.
Dhar, T and Dhar is in your native, no?
That was my cousin, but he was of my father's age. He was 1 year younger to my father. Actually, they were staying in same house because he was born posthumously. After my uncle's death, he was there. So she was staying with parents only, my Bua, father's sister. So they were born and brought up just like brothers.
Oh, you're a fortunate family.
There are many gems in India. One day I will talk on the family of Tiwari, Bhagirath Tiwari and his and Kokila Tiwari. You know about them? Many in India also don't know them. The true lovers now, old people, they won't talk. They won't talk about their experiences, or they won't talk at all. They will not come forward. There are many gems blessed by Baba in here also. Yeah.
To send on Baba's birthday one garland. He used to send one garland to Baba.
Ah.
In 89, even after Baba's left the body, even after that he used to send. Even I used to send for some years. Then they said, stop it. You put in your house. There is nobody who put here. I said, okay. Then in 89, Baba's birthday, my father sent garland. Baba said, what you have brought for my money sister?
Oh.
The father used to respect her very much. So he said, what you have brought for money? He said, Baba, it is your birthday. I have given you. I have not done anything for me. He said, okay. Baba gave a bucket of divine flowers to my father in dream. He was just dreaming. In dream, he gave one bucket of divine flowers to my father, said, you go and give to money.
Oh.
Oh.
The 89th Baba's birthday. And in January, my father was no more. So it was his last birthday with Baba.
Oh.
Then he wrote to money, then he sent money, some, I think, shawl or something, and said, this is Baba's order, I have seen. Then
Very rarely Baba will ask such things, actually.
And in January 90, I was not knowing that it will be so serious thing. My father came for a few minutes, for a few hours to my house in Jamshedpur, and he told me this story. He was telling me that my mother brought some Maya, this and that, so I couldn't listen everything. Then money was after me. What you tell me what Baba said to your father, Baba. I said, I don't know.
Manima used to ask her.
Just
So
what
he
is-
offered something to Baba, and Baba asked him what you have bought for money, Manimai. And then Baba himself gave a bucket full of flowers and told him to give it to money from his, means as if he. So very unique this incident is.
I said, I don't know. Father told me it was divine. I have never seen such type of flowers, and it was twinkling like anything. But I couldn't tell her what it was actually. So it was it was
In dream, Baba gave you the bucket flowers, yeah? Mhm.
his last birthday with on the.
It was
But-
given in dream or it was in reality?
No, he was dreaming. I said in 1889,
89.
Baba, in 89. On the 20th, in January, he was no more. 19 January 90, he died. But there was no next birthday after that. Last birthday, Papa's birthday.
Many
So,
people, many of you in India have such stories. Wow. Well, mostly in America, we have dreams too. Baba comes that way.
Shall we conclude? Thank you, Sushma ji. Thank you, sweetie. Jai Baba. Thank you, all of
Jai
you.
Baba.
Ralph,
Thank you all.
Nalin,
Baba.
Santoshi, Surya Rao, everyone. Thank you. Thank you, Baba.
thank you, Jeva.
Avatar Meher Baba
Meher Baba
ki
ki
jai.
jai.
Avatar
Avatar
Meher
Meher Baba
Baba
ki
ki
jai.
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 Avatar
Avatar
Meher
Meher Baba ki jai. Thank you, Baba.
Jai Baba. Jai
Thank you,
Thank you.
everybody. Jai Baba friends. So beautiful.
Thank you so much, Jai Baba.
Thank you.